call for action, United Democratic Movement leader Bantu Holomisa has written to the public protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane to consider approaching the United States government for evidence against mining giant Glencore. Holomisa says, despite South Africa not being cited in the U.S. indictment against Glencore, the company's operations in South Africa should be investigated. Before the State Capture Commission, former Eskom CEO Brian Molefe alleged that Glencore used its political influence through former shareholder President Cyril Ramaphosa to its advantage. Now Holomisa is calling for an investigation into Ramaphosa's association with Glencore and the implication thereof for the running of Eskom.
This is where the Zondo Commission will be tested as to what kind of conflict of interest might have arisen as a result of that, and especially when the President Cyril Ramaphosa was appointed by President Zuma to head the war room at Eskom. All that, those shenanigans or that involvement, Zondo has to clarify it. So far, in the reports we've read, he has been quiet.
The indictment by the U.S. government cited 7 African countries but was not specific. The EFF says it's not surprised and is vindicated by the United States indictment.
The operations have been no different in South Africa. It's extremely naive to think that they would be bribing and meddling in politics and democracies and economic policy perspectives in Cameroon, in DRC, in Brazil, in Venezuela, but would have legitimate business dealings in South Africa. It's foolish. So the current President Cyril Ramaphosa had a 9.47% shareholding in Optimum Coal Mines, which was a subsidiary and intermediary of Glencore. So they operate through creating shell companies and shell subsidiary intermediaries, which will facilitate these bribes and buy political influence. And Ramaphosa was part and parcel of that.
Other political parties also weighed in.
Glencore has admitted to bribery and corruption in a number of countries around the world. So I think we are at least permitted to ask the question, did it happen here? Glencore has a big operating footprint in South Africa.
Finding Glencore is not enough. We want to see people arrested, we want to see people serving time in jail, because if we want to rid of our country or in the world any activity of corruption, we must make examples of those in power.
We are very much concerned because he is the head of state, and if such allegations are made against him, there's a dark cloud hanging over his head.
Meanwhile, the mining company says none of the investigations relate to its businesses in South Africa. Nhlanhla Khatlani, SABC News, Johannesburg.